Okay, here's the last of our 4 videos. Again, I'm going over all this stuff in class and giving you guys written directions. But this is just for your review as you're working on your coins. Just in case you forget, because there's a lot to cover. I'm going to show you guys now how to apply a metallic effect to the coins. So we have here our dimensional artwork. I have tweaked the emboss and deboss to my heart's content, and I've worked primarily in grayscale. Now I want to add 2 things. I want to add color and I want to add a metallic look. So the first thing I want to do is go to my layers palette, create a new layer, and let's call this metallic. And then I am going to copy my coin background art, pull down Option and click this little dot. It will copy it onto the new layer. Hide that layer. You can see it's still there in the coin art layer. Let's lock the coin art layer and work in our metallic layer. Now, I want to remove some of the dimension from this. So I'm going to go here into my appearance palette and I'm just going to delete the extra strokes. In fact, I'll delete all of the strokes and just have a single fill. Okay, now we can see, and let's make this fill red just to easily know what we're talking about. Now you can see that the coin underneath is peeking through a little bit, and this is because of the stroke adding extra width. So let's go back down here for a second. Let's look at this. Our stroke is 2 points. That means 1 point is on the inside, 1 point is on the outside. So I basically need to make this a point bigger in both directions. So 6p 1.7, let's sort of mentally round that up to 6p2, add a point to it, 6p3. I have these constrained, so it goes up the same dimension both ways. It's still not quite covering our dimension. Let's go 1 more point. Now it's pretty much completely covering the coin. Now if I just wanted to apply a flat color, I would simply go to my transparency palette and do multiply here. Let's make it a little bit less than 100% to let some more of the detail come through. 80 seems too little. Let's do 90. Multiply just simply colorizes. So this is like an old black and white movie that's been colorized. We have our grayscale underneath. This layer is a layer of color. But I don't want it to be just color. I don't want it to be just a flat color, rather. I want this to look metallic. I want my coins to look metallic. So I'm going to introduce 2 more things. First of all is the gradient palette. Now a gradient is a range of colors. It's a series of colors. A very simple gradient would just go 2 colors. So let's start with a simple gradient that goes from blue to yellow. Okay, we have a slider here that controls where our midpoint of the gradient is. You can change the colors themselves, where they start and end, and what the actual color swatches are. But in its simplest form, it's just blending from one color to another. Illustrator comes with a bunch of gradient swatches. I have them here in my swatch palette, but let me show you how to get them. So you go to Window, Swatch Libraries, Gradients, and there's a whole bunch here. A whole bunch of different preset gradients. The one I'm interested in is metals. And so we get these metal gradients. Gold, silver, white gold, blue steel, sort of a gunmetal effect. There are a whole bunch here. Copper with a patina, like the Statue of Liberty, basically. I'm just going to go for gold for this demo. I want to make my dollar coin look golden. Now, they also have a radial option, where it's radiating out from the center. This is better for creating a sort of spheroid effect. For a metallic effect that we want, that's sort of highlight and shadow going across the metal, the linear is going to be better. And I find that having a little bit of an angle just makes it look better too. So let's do 35 degrees here. I can go back to my transparency, multiply, and now I suddenly have a metallic effect. I can tweak it, make it stronger or lighter. There are other ways to do this. You can play around a little bit with the transparency. I find the multiply is the most useful for this particular effect, but please feel free to play around with all these different ways of doing it. So, I have a metallic fill in a layer up above. I set it to linear, put the fill at an angle, and set the transparency to multiply. And now I have a metallic looking gold coin. The reason I have this on a separate layer is I can just simply turn it off, I can tweak my art, or I can even leave it on locked and tweak my art. So if I decide at this point that something needs to be moved, well, it's fairly easy and I can still see it with the metallic effect. Let me show you quickly how to what this can look like with some other gradients, because your coins don't have to be metallic. Maybe your concept is that you have very bright colors or something like that. So you can have, if you're going for something where you have a hot pink $1 coin and a blue 50-cent coin, and you're going to help people tell your coins apart via bright color, that works too. I find the metals are what I'm looking for in my design. So, as with all these effects, keep going back to 100%. Look at it at 100%. Make sure that you're happy with it at 100%. Don't tweak the details to death at 600% zoom, because you may be working on details that you simply can't see at the actual size. And with all of these effects, deboss, emboss, the metallic overlay, play with the settings until you get something that you really like. Okay, that's it for this video.